People keep focusing on the man in these histories. That misses the structure. Look at Sarah Rivera Rodriguez Lopez. Then look at her father, Jacob Rodriguez Rivera. He was already established in Newport's merchant class. Records show he owned enslaved people, financed slave voyages, held shares in ships. That means the capital, infrastructure, and access were already in place through her family before marriage. So this is not a story about one man building power. It's a case of existing merchant networks merging through family lines. When you connect the Rivera family to Aaron Lopez, you see scale. This is not isolated activity. Records document multiple slave voyages financed through these networks, over 1,000 enslaved transported through their operations. This reflects how the system worked: shared ship ownership, pooled capital, coordinated trade routes. Scale came from network consolidation, not individual action. Some Sephardic Jewish families in this period had histories of exile from Iberia. After resettling in port cities like Newport, they entered existing Atlantic trade systems. Those systems included shipping, commodity trade, and in some cases, slave trading. This shows a broader pattern. Groups marginalized in one region could gain economic power in another and participate in systems there. These merchant networks operated across connected regions: Lisbon, Newport, Caribbean regions, including Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, and links extending to Brazil. These were not separate locations. They were formed continuous trade corridors where families, capital, and goods moved together. The Hudson's Bay Company operated as both a business and governing authority over large parts of North America. Its leadership included figures like Andrew Wedderburn Colville. Colville was connected through family networks to Caribbean plantation economies. Those plantations used enslaved labor, and after abolition, compensation payments were issued to slave-owning families. This shows how capital from slavery flowed into corporate leadership, land control, and expansion in regions like Canada. These systems were interconnected, not separate. Andrew Jackson was an enslaver and plantation owner. He also played a central role in U.S. expansion policies affecting indigenous nations, including the Muskogee Creek Nation. Some Creek leaders, under pressure from U.S. systems, adopted plantation practices, including slaveholding. Historical records show that enslaved people were bought and sold, leased or hired out, and moved between different owners and regions. In my own research within my own family, I found that many times family members also adopted slave practices long before colonial systems, and their slavery was quite different in indigenous practice. What they do call the 5 civilized tribes, we call the 5 slaveholding tribes, is because these tribes accepted the colonial practices. We were able to take it back and find slaveholders that were enslaving their own family as well. What's important too is we're looking at these Andrew Colville, Andrew Jackson, and then we look at Creek chiefs, but we also look at other chiefs in the 5 slaveholding tribes. And what you'll find is individuals and family groups can appear across multiple records and locations. When you compare records side by side, patterns appear: the same names, same groups, same entities, moving through different manifests and ownership records. That indicates movement, and it's not a coincidence. Enslaved people were not static. They were transferred, leased, and relocated based on labor demand and economic relationships, and also family ties. Skilled individuals in particular were moved more frequently, which is why they appear repeatedly in records. Tracking clusters of names across documents allows you to reconstruct that movement. Genealogy in this context is not just about ancestry. It reveals how families connect across regions, how economic systems persist, how the same lineages appear in multiple roles over time. Surnames like Rivera, Rodriguez, and Lopez appear across these records because they are part of sustained merchant and trade networks. By following those names across locations and documents, you are tracing the structure of the system itself.